Dear Vince McMahon, I love the WWE. I've watched it for decades, and I love the spectacle, the moment, and the characters. 5-star matches are brilliant. We all go back and watch them on the WWE network, Peacock if you're in the US, but they never live up to the memory of a moment that stays with you for life. And these moments are special because they're performed by performers that we believe in, that we love. And you've always been good at creating those amazing performers, those over-the-top, larger-than-life characters. Until recently. Recently you had a plethora of them, including him, The Fiend. But you wasted it. You took the momentum that a character in a story like Bray Wyatt had, crushed it, and then released him from the WWE. Braun Strowman was a strong man who was able to flip ambulances and flip trucks every damn day of the week. And you only put the championship on him because you had nobody else at the time. It's bittersweet. And then once you did give him the championship, you didn't do anything with him. How are we supposed to get behind him? Aleister Black literally came onto TV with vignettes of a whole new character that we invested in. You re-debuted him on television. At last, a push for Aleister Black. And then before he could even do anything, he was released. And now, Vince McMahon, although you've already ruined those characters in the WWE, you're on the verge of doing it again and again and again. You currently have great characters and wrestlers in your company that are just not being given a chance. Look at Karrion Kross. In NXT, he was literally thought of as the next big name. He was going to be the guy to take on the WWE, and this is how you made him look. You took the woman, you took his coolness, you took the theatrics, the cinematic element of his entrance, you took everything that people loved about him and crushed it. And now he's on Raw, barely getting a reaction from the audience. Nikki A.S.H. winning the championship was a feel-good moment for everyone. It got a pop. And do you want to know why it got a pop? Because we believed you believed. We thought that you had got behind Nikki A.S.H. And now we find her literally doing nothing again. Because there is no long-term plan. There is no long-term story. And instead, you just think you'll wing it. And that's fine. Look at Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss just went through a feud with Eva Marie. She sold the Lily doll. She jumped through every hurdle possible. She came out on Raw last week and seemingly said hello to Charlotte Flair to start a feud with Charlotte, only for this week to not even be on the show and maybe potentially being replaced by Nia Jax. Now, why? Because this stop-start when you're catering to such a niche audience disheartens them. If those fans stop tuning in, there's no support for Alexa Bliss. It's sabotage to a character that appeals to such a niche audience. Yes, of course there are people who don't like it. By the by, of course you cannot like Stern and stuff. But take Retribution, Mace and T-Bar. On Raw, they should be a dominant tag team, laying everyone out. Do you remember when they debuted as Retribution? It was cool, it was edgy, they were masked men destroying the WWE as the locker room coward backstage. They went from that to this, wearing goofy masks, to then losing matches to just Ricochet. And that's not a dig to Ricochet. Ricochet is a great wrestler, but you just don't do anything with him. Again, you just don't have a plan for anyone on your roster, it seems. And when you do, a storyline like the SmackDown Hacker, fans finally invest, because of course we do. It's a moment where someone like Mustafa Ali could become an absolute megastar. One story the Hacker was involved in, the Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, Otis and Dolph Ziggler story that led to a Huge match between Sonya and Mandy, and fans loved it. And then, okay, credit to you. You tied it in with Retribution. This should have been the moment Mustafa Ali became a WWE champion. With those guys behind him, who would have questioned that Mustafa Ali could have won the championship as a heel? Now, okay, Mustafa Ali's not ruined. He now finds himself in a tag team with Mansoor. But what do you do with them? Who have they credibly beat? Who have they gone to the ring and proven that they are one of the best tag teams in the world today? They haven't. So why should fans care? The booking is hurting the wrestlers. Andrew Zarian recently spoke about the fact that Karrion Kross looks like this. And he said everyone needs to be marketable for toys, shirts, imaging and accessories. You need to stand out to sell, and this is how they sell. That's fine. But what happens when you make that action figure? What happens when you release that shirt? Exactly what you did to The Fiend. You make the money and you release them. And I want these over-the-top, larger-than-life characters to succeed. But give us a reason to care. Give them time. Give them moments so we can get invested and we can actually go, yeah, you know what? This is cool. Even though he looks like this now, people would still accept and respond to Karrion Kross if you did something with him. Okay, he's had some big wins over Jeff Hardy and Keith Lee, but he had to lose to Jeff Hardy first. And now he's wrestling Humberto Carrillo. And it just feels like it's stop-start. Again, it feels like there's no long-term plan here. Vince, you've done this your entire life. You've made the biggest names in professional wrestling. And I am in no doubt you can do it again. Sit down, think. 6 months, 12 months, that's all you need to do. And these over-the-top, larger-than-life characters, they will continue to sell action figures. They will continue to sell video games. They will continue to sell t-shirts. But not just because they look like this, but because they're cool. Come on, Vince. You can do it.